After a 5-year absence, Rush released their 17th studio recording in May 2002, the 13-track disc, Vapor Trails.
I love the choice for the first single and the placement of it on the record in terms of sequencing, because you really do announce your arrival.
Yeah, it didn't start out that way, because we had no idea that song would end up the way it did, but once we had a vision of how that song was going to be, it soon became clear that that was an important statement to make. You know, like we're back and we're celebrating something here, and especially with Neil starting it off, you know. And the fury of him playing just was just the right thing.
Yeah, completely appropriate.
Was there ever a question after his life crisis that there would never be another Rush record?
Oh, sure. Who knew? It's not something that you can really predict. You know? We didn't know. You know.
None of us had any experience with such a tragedy.
And it was so devastating to us, as well as him, that it took our breath away, it took our spirit away, and nobody knew that we could get back together and celebrate something again. And music is celebration in a large way, I think. Music is about spirit, especially rock music. It's about spirit. And when your spirit is taken away in a situation like that, there's no way of predicting its return. And so as a result, we, you know, chose to do what we should do and be the best pals we could be to him, and, you know, hope that he would recover as a person and as our friend. And then if there was a time that we were going to be Rush again, then that would be fine, you know. But if there wasn't, then that would be fine too.
What was the first line of discussions?
We heard from Neil that he was ready to talk about going back to work, and we arranged to get together. And
He referred to it as work?
Well, I think the phrase that he used was, I think it's time for me to seek some gainful employment. Which I thought boded well for the future because it was so funny.
And we got together and we just talked about things. It was a very kind of loose meeting. It probably took place about 6 months before we started working on the record. Geddy was in the middle of working on My Favorite Headache. We spent a lot of time just talking. The first couple of weeks, I don't think we played a single note. We just talked a lot. And very slowly we got into the whole, you know, machine.
It was a very interesting atmosphere when we first got together, you know. It was like we were all so pleased to be with each other. And, you know, as soon as you get the three of us together, it's not long before stupid jokes start flying, you know, and we start kibitzing with each other. And that was so pleasant and so familiar, you know. It was, at the same time, there was an emotional quotient that was kind of in the air and not very far from the surface. And I think it was the residue of all the difficulties. And at the same time, there was the familiarity of, oh my God, how many times have we done this before? Can we actually make any meaningful music together anymore after all this time?
But inevitably, to answer your own question, you know, yes.
Yeah, yes is the answer. The morning says the answer is yes. It took time, but we got to a point where suddenly we started to feed off each other, and boy, that was a glorious feeling. Partly out of frustration of the belief that you haven't quite nailed it yet. There seems still to be something to nail. I always feel like I'm getting better, and I think the other guys feel that way too. Whatever the last work was, feels somehow like this is pretty good, I like it, but I didn't quite get it right, you know.
You would think you've gotten it right by now.
No, I know, that's how stupid we are.
I don't think we want to get it
We
right.
just can't figure it out.